final step, if you're educated yourself and you've educated your suppliers, is to manage your purchasing like you manage your revenue. Just think about that. Try to manage your procurement like you manage your revenue. So what I mean by that is apply a process to how you evaluate your procurement performance. Just put a process in place. What's happening to my prices? And how do they compare to market prices? You do that with your revenue, don't you? What's happening in my room rates? How's it compared to the people I'm competing with? You know, exactly the same on the price side. Do I operate in a competitive and a dynamic market? Just think about this. What is more perishable than a hotel room? Or maybe an airline flight? So you guys are subject to this huge competition that is imposed upon you. But when it comes to purchasing, you're not allowed to impose competition. People say, oh, no, I need a contract to sell you bananas. And I need you to give me that business for the next 12 months, or I can't give you a good price. Well, nobody told that to Ryanair. Yeah? And nobody told it to your, with your yield management team. You guys have got to compete. We would suggest so should your suppliers. So there's a process I'm going to take you through in just a few moments, and that's it on screen. But the benefit of that is that if you have educated yourself and you know what you buy and you know what you spend, you get into a place where you're not thinking anymore that you've got a good deal. You're not thinking that I'm getting 3 quotes, that my purchasing manager is doing the best thing for me, that the supplier is really looking after me, and that, you know, he can't send his children to school because he's given me such a good deal. I know for a fact that I'm getting a good price, okay? So use technology to crunch the numbers, okay? It's there and it can do it for you now. Take control and work the market, okay? Work it hard. Open up new channels of supply, insist on the best price, get more quotes more often, and most importantly, understand the cost of your product and supplier preferences. Who in this room in an operational context has had a chef who said to you, I cannot buy my strawberries from anybody else except this guy because his are the best? Here we go. His are the best. And who are you to complain or to compare or to question the views of an experienced chef, particularly when he's holding a sharp knife in his hand? Yeah, agreed? I've been there. I've had knives thrown at me by chefs sometimes. And I've worked in the kitchen, so I have great respect for them. But the bottom line is, there are very few mechanisms to make them accountable for those decisions. So the question we would like to say is, well, when you make that decision to buy those strawberries from this guy, that decision has cost you £320 this week because he could sell them to me at a cheaper price, but you don't know that. And you can't assign that cost. So let me just show you how we go about doing this. This is what we call our cost analysis flowchart, and it's very, very simple. It starts usually with a question or a bubble in your mind. Has my food cost gone up? You know, what's happening to costs? And the way you would deal that with any problem, we would suggest, is you ask a question, you get a reliable answer that you've confidence in, and then you should take some action about it. So let's go through that process. The question we would ask is, has the cost of food gone up? Because the first thing is, my food cost has gone up, right? My food cost used to be 30%, and now it's 35%. So my food cost has gone up. So the first question is, well, has the cost of food gone up? Yeah? So how do you find out if the cost of food has gone up? Well, we would suggest you run what we call a basket analysis. And if I can get the mouse working on Ted's beautiful laptop, we'll see what a basket analysis looks like.
Can I ask you a question?
Sir.
You describe your food cost as having gone up by having gone from 30 to 35%.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that your food cost has gone up.
I agree. Can I answer that through the presentation? It'll come to it now in a moment. So the first question is, the percentages of profit and cost that I expect to see aren't what they are. So I'm trying to narrow down now the problem. So has the cost of food gone up? So we have a process where you can run what we call a basket analysis. We do it on a category-by-category basis. And in this case, this is I've done it with the permission of Sylvia. This is a basket price movement report for fruit and vegetables for Jumeirah from November 2005 when we went live. And what you can see here is the curve of their cost of food through the system over the next 12-month period. And I've put in a conservative 10% inflation rate just to give you an understanding of what, you know, inflation is probably 15, 20% in Dubai if you're lucky, but that just gives it some sort of measure. The next 12 months it looked like this. So depending on which month I'm in, you know, yes, the cost of food may be going up compared to where I was at, and this is what it's been for the last 12 months. So if I'm somebody worried about my food costs, and where are we? We're now in the end of the year. My food cost is actually cheaper on the basket than it was 12 months ago. So if my food cost is looking bad, and I run that report, it's not that your prices have gone up, chef, okay? That's not the problem, because this, and I can go into the mathematics of how we produce this information, and it's very robust, but no, it hasn't gone up. If we take a look here at seafood in the last 12 months, you know, if I was running this report in June, yes, the cost of my seafood has gone up, and you'd probably expect it to go up during the hotter months of the summer, and now it's come right back down. So again, if I'm worried about food cost here, it's probably not that the price of the food has gone up. So let's go back and follow through on the next question. So if the answer is no, food has not increased in price, well then, you know, you have to ask other questions like, are you getting what you pay for? You know, you're ordering fillet and getting, you know, strip loin maybe. You know, is wastage too high? Did the chef have a bad night and cut the steaks too thickly? Is revenue being accounted for properly? You know, are you actually charging what you should? There's some free meals going out the door? Are recipes accurate? Yeah, are they seasonal? Are they being adjusted for the seasonality? Does the product suit the application? Are you using premium grade strawberries to blend up and make you know, fruit cocktails? Could we use alternative products? They're the kind of questions we'd suggest you ask if you're concerned about your food costs increasing, but the price of food maybe isn't going up. Okay, so if the answer is yes, actually the price of food that we buy is actually increasing in the market, the next question as a Marketboomer client you typically ask is, well, is there a dynamic and competitive market for my business?